So when we as pastors think about how we can help our churches thrive and grow, we can sometimes over-spiritualize things. We think that if we would just walk more closely with God and spend 30 minutes of prayer on our knees every day, everything is going to go well. Or we think that if we were just better teachers or if we got a little deeper into the Word that our churches would grow. But sometimes they don't. So you either have to say, okay, God's not answering my prayers, or maybe you need to contemplate whether there's something else going on entirely. There are a lot of things that go into having a growing and thriving church. Obviously, there's having a clear vision and being a praying church, and then there's God's working. But I believe there's an overlooked key to a thriving church, and that's actually developing a leadership culture. You see, when I first began leading LCBC Church in Manheim, Pennsylvania, it was a small, struggling congregation of about 150 people. And we went through some really challenging times, especially in those early years. But our clear vision was to bring Jesus to the state of Pennsylvania. And over the course of my 32 years of leading the church, God blessed us tremendously. By the time I stepped down, it was a thriving community of 22,000 people. Now, that didn't happen just because the people in our church were more spiritual. A huge part of that was made possible by having a clear vision and then emphasizing a leadership culture to bring that vision to fruition. We focused on the simple mechanical elements of structure and leadership. So here's a few things that I think need to be in place for your church to grow. One, you need to have a pool of people trained and prepared to lead so that when you're ready to take that next step, you can. You need to have progressive opportunities for people to lead, to prove themselves faithful in the small things so that they can move forward to the larger things. And you need to train and emphasize decision making. Often what happens is that our growth is bottlenecked by not training and empowering multiple levels of leaders to make decisions to move your church forward. This is one reason we prioritized attending and hosting the Global Leadership Summit each year at LCBC. It wasn't so that we could just have one more event that we would all pull off and attend, but it's because we believe so deeply that building leadership capacity was key to our primary vision of bringing Jesus to more people. Developing leadership is always a challenge, but it must be a priority. So I hope I've convinced you that focusing on leadership development is important. And in the next few days, we're going to send you a few key steps we took at LCBC to consistently build a leadership culture so that nothing would stand in the way of bringing Jesus to the people.